Please help me welcome Hannah Reischl.
So, hi, welcome. My name is Hannah Reischl. I grew up here. I had an adult life away on the West Coast for many years. I came back about 4 years ago and have just so enjoyed re-engaging with this community and plan to root here long term. I'm here today to remind us of something I hope we agree on, but I'm grateful that our county really values, which is that data helps us make strong decisions. I strongly believe this. I think we're starting to see this be challenged in our Michigan communities, but also across the country and in the world. And so I'm hoping that I can share with you a snack of something called our Community Health Needs Assessment that might inspire you to think about ways you can find data to pursue building strong arguments for things you care about. Many of you have probably heard of a Community Health Needs Assessment. Raise your, or maybe not. How many community health nerds do we have in the room? Yeah, woo, love it. So our recent Community Health Needs Assessment identified 3 main areas of need: mental health, access to care, and access to food. And we're going to see 3 or 4 different flashes of data. You don't have to remember this, but it might inspire you to go look at them later. This is the demographics of who lives here. About 25% of folks in Washtenaw County are under 18 or over 65, which means 75% of us are in those adult years. We have quite a range of income. We do have a relatively average. I think the national average is 82, but that also accounts for large coastal cities. Ours in Washtenaw County is $81,000. We also have 23% of folks in our community living at or below the poverty line, which means that we are not immune to many of the challenges that folks facing economic distress face. And that's important to remember. I also, because a lot of folks are talking about housing, pulled a couple snapshots of housing data. So 42% of folks in Washtenaw County own where they live. The average housing unit value between 2019 and 2023 was a little over $400,000. And this graph, which shows a big upward trend, shows that 58% of folks who do not own their homes, so renters, of people who rent in Washtenaw County, 58% are spending 30% or more on housing. And I want to share this because we're having a lot of talk about whose problem is this to solve. Is this about individuals? Is it about individual communities? Is it a larger community problem? And how are we going to solve it? And I want to connect this to a different idea in public health called relational health, which we'll see a slide about in a second. But I think that there's a lot of power in how we are with each other in the ways that we're going to make collective decisions. And someone named Dr. Bruce Perry wrote a book with Oprah, is a scientist for many decades, defines this idea of relational health as how connected we are to other people. Often in healthcare and in health services, we think about what happened to someone and how do we treat them. And this idea of relational health challenges that and says, if we know each other better, my health is going to be better, your health is going to be better. Together, we're going to make better decisions for the group. And this is especially important for kids and families who need higher levels of support. Some studies even show that when kids have one meaningful relationship, that has an ample ROI for both society and that kid. So I guess, like many others, let's take a moment, close our eyes or not, and just think about a time when you feel connected to other people. Some of us feel very connected. Some might feel like we're lacking. And I wanted to sort of think about this idea of connectedness, what we can do on our own, and what is our sort of collective accountability. One is that we can connect with each other in meaningful ways. Hi, Suzette. We can say hi to our friends on the street. We can also be open to learning and being continuously curious. I think that's a very important value that we care about here. Collectively, we can put our money where our mouth is as decision makers in community organizations. So I hope you take away that this is a diverse place and that in Washtenaw County, we still value using data to understand our needs and use our resources. That we're really wrestling, as many are talking about, we're wrestling with confronting what it's like to make decisions that are going to work for everyone, and that there's value in being kind. So I hope that we can continue to do that, and that the Community Health Needs Assessment might be something you want to check out.